Good morning, everybody. I am Lady Q for you in 2022, honey. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Yes, honey. Let me tell you, I got something good and juicy for you. Because I was thinking about you and I said, you know what? I need to put this little bug up on your ear so a fly can be up on the wall so you can also know what you can do in order if you want to spot a fraud, a Decepticon, especially in your love life or just build your everyday life, business dealings, or what have you. I was also thinking about a time where I was in a relationship and I just could not figure this thing out. I said, you know what? I'm going to do what my granddaddy would have done. What you say? What would my granddaddy would have done? My granddaddy would have got his ass a dog. Yes, he would have got a dog, honey, because a dog can sniff out the bullshit. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I have been trying. So I need y'all to bear with me, okay? I have been really trying to make sure that this broadcast could be a PG 13, I guess. But it's so hard to get along. I think I might need to stick to the altar a little bit more. But nevertheless, look, this is what we're going to talk about today. If you're not sure about a person, place, or thing, go get yourself a dog because a dog can sniff out the fluff. Yeah, that's right. Because, back in the day, they used to always say that a dog is man's best friend. And I promise you, that is so true, true, true. But before we get it on and popping, I need y'all to drop down in the comment section, if you please. Drop down one of those little pretty little poodles down in the comment section. Yes, to let me know that you're here and that you're able to see. Yes, that I'm here for you, honey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And we're going to do our little morning stretches because you know how it is. We're going to reach up high. We in the chair, y'all. And we're going to make sure that we're not doing so much strenuous exercise that hurt us. Oh, I am stretching out my back, honey. Yes. Oh, stretching out to the side. Oh. So, without further ado, we're going to get to it. You ready? Go. Now, if you don't get a dog, another thing you could do is get a small child. Because small child lets you know if that person is not good as well. They'll start crying, acting out, just not really being their self. But a dog would do the same thing. And I got, what I said, if you see this background right here, this is the handy dandy classroom. So that means that you need to have a pen and a pencil. Because I got my handy dandy notebook. Yeah, and I'm reading from it too. Because I just didn't rehearse. But nevertheless, I wanted to bring it to you. I had this written out last week, but I had such a busy week and getting a lot of things done and having to be a lot of places. But nevertheless, I'm not going to digress. So, if you really, really, really want your best friend and it's not in a human form, get yourself a dog. Like I said, little children too, but you don't want to put kids in harm's way because sometimes, people just ain't people no more. So if a dog can tell you, let me tell you what a dog can tell you. That dog can tell you if someone is or will be mean to you. Because you look at their behavior patterns, and there's certain things they do with their tail, their nose, and the way they might pant back and forth. They also can detect liars. Did you know that? Yes. Let me tell you what I did. I was telling y'all just a little bit. So back in the day when I was trying to figure out about this relationship that I was in, and I was like, something just ain't adding up. 1 + 1 wasn't 2. It didn't even equal up to 3. And I was like, you know what? I get ready to go get myself a dog. Let me tell you what happened. When I got that dog, I was about to say the Negro, but I'm trying not to. Because I don't know who's going to see it. But yeah, that's right, the person never come by. And even though it was a baby dog, honey, let me tell you about that dog. And I even got the dog with their birthday was the day before the other person. That's just how I was. And that person would not come by with that dog. I don't care how much I had him. He would not come. He would not say hello. He didn't want to fool up with that dog. But also, too, I was talking to an older gentleman that was doing something for me. And he was like, when you have a dog, this for the single women, okay? And you trying to find you somebody. And I never really thought about that thing. He said, you know what? If you're a single woman, you're not going to be able to find you somebody who's not either a dog lover or if that dog is real close to you. Because that dog ain't going to let somebody really get close to you. So in order for you to get you a man, you got to get rid of that dog. And I thought it was a lot of hogwash. Oh, yeah, doing good, y'all. I didn't curse. Hogwash. So I got to put that back in my vocabulary. I'm happy. And so, and I said, let me see if this to be true. Child, let me tell you, I got rid of that dog the next week. Here he go. Here he come, y'all. Here he come. But that's some old wisdom in about a dog. Believe it or not. Then also I said that they can detect liars. Especially if you have a narcissist nearby you, they'll lie, they'll hurt your feelings, do all kind of stuff. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit later on, possibly, if I so choose. Because right now, the YouTube streets are so saturated with narcissists and stuff like that. I really just don't want to deal with that at this point. But maybe, I don't know. But I will say, they got an old expression, and a dog have a knack for, you won't fool me twice. That dog will misbehave. So to let you know, be on alert, be on guard. That person ain't good for you. And also, dogs can remember their owner's scent. Just like a baby can remember the scent of their mother, believe it or not. Especially if that baby has been put on top of the mother's chest prior to getting the umbilical cord cut, and there has been eye-to-eye contact. Now, if y'all want to, let me know if you want to see the eye-to-eye contact about the things that they won't tell you about giving birth and the spiritual ramifications about the umbilical cord and things like that. But nevertheless, a dog and a little child will detect a proper owner, especially if you have been good to that dog. No matter how long you have been away from that dog will remember the fact that you've been good to it as well. Now, if you've been bad to that dog will remember if you've been bad to it. So in order to get good things, remember, you need to be good to people, places, and things. I remember when I was 17 years old, my grandmother, who's still living, that's my only living grandmother, she told me, she said, let me tell you, even a dog deserves respect. I said, what's that? I was 17 years old. I was about to go do something I hadn't been doing. And we was in her kitchen. And she had to pull me to the side and tell me, don't do it. And that was her way of saying, even a dog deserves respect. So ladies, men, sure, let's show some respect to all people if we can, okay? Also, a dog can interpret facial expressions. Those little micro expressions that narcissists and other people have that either might be envious or jealous of you. That sometimes they smile in your face, but then sometimes they won't. As well as those little micro expressions, the things that you would miss like really quickly when you're giving somebody good news or what have you. A dog would know that miss. They was, oh yes, I said, and they would remember it. And get this, you remember I was telling you a dog can sniff out, Well, honey, a dog can smell bad intentions, yes, and they are less likely to bite a calm person than a person who suffers from anxiety. Believe it or not, that's why they tell you to be calm, reach out your hands whenever you're in the process of being near a dog so they can smell you. And they can smell if you're scared, if you're fearful, if you're anxious, or if you're about to do something you ain't got no business doing, honey. And a dog can read body language. Now, this is the most impressive thing I think I found out about it. There are certain dogs in the medical field, especially in the United Kingdom, they have what is called medical detection dogs. That's right, honey. I said medical detection dogs. So, like, say for instance, somebody had cancer or diabetes, right? And they're about to go into some type of shock or some type of crisis. That dog can sniff it out and start misbehaving or doing whatever to let them know, your sugar going down or what have you. So, dogs are actually, it is true that it is man's best friend. Now, in order for you, I think I wrote down, I wrote down where you can get a dog to detect diabetes crises. And I think it's called Dogs for Diabetics. That's the organization that would train them. But there have been people who had like sickle cell and different things of that nature. And a dog actually sniffed out the fact that, because they kept on panting like back and forth, that they were getting ready to go into some type of medical crisis, believe it or not. So this is the thing now. Today we talked about, if you're not sure of a person, place, a thing, get yourself a dog. And one of the main reasons why we want to talk about this too, daylight savings times have changed. And there are times where you should and should not go different places. Honey child, please listen to your intuition. If you feel like you should not stop to go get gas, go get something to eat or what have you, and you might need to go on about your business, go ahead and get that done. Because sometimes that very thing that you can't really express out loud, or that very thing that that little unction they used to say, the Holy Spirit, or whatever you may deem it to be, your self-reflection, your intuition, it'll be like, And even, sometimes I remember back in 1997, there was a person of interest, and they contacted me, and then they would like email me and everything, right? And I had it written down in my email handle, stalker. Now, I didn't know nothing about this person, but that was like the innermost feeling that I got from that particular individual. Child, did you know I was right? Did you know I was right? Did you know I was right? Now, you can't do that nowadays, because whatever you write down in a person email, how you categorize people, they'll be able to see how you see it. But back in the day, when email and with stuff was just coming out, you could write down little notes to yourself. And so I wrote down stalker, honey. I didn't know how true that was, but that was my intuition, my Holy Spirit, my unction, my sha-na-na-na that was telling me to be on guard. So again, if you cannot figure out a thing, a person, place, a thing, and you trying to sniff it out, child, go get you man's best friend. A man's best friend will tell you all things that you need to know. You just have to study the behavior patterns, get to know your dog, get to have a good relationship where that dog can trust you and you can trust it. And if you find out that you don't like what that dog telling you, trust dog. Ain't nothing but a dog. Yeah, trust that dog. Yes. So without further ado, I am Lady Q for you in 2022, honey. I told you I'm going to try not to be before you long. Bye-bye.